Welcome to part 2 of 2 on carving a rainbow trout on leather. This part will be followed by a program on an easy way to color the fish. To do the outline beveling, we will use 3 checkered bevelers. We'll start first by doing the main parts of the fish. We'll do as much as we can with the large size beveler. You should always use the largest beveler you can. When you have relatively straight lines, you can use a large one. As you get down to lines that have curves in them that are quite a bit sharper, then you will need to go to a smaller beveler. But for now, because of the shape of this fish, we can do a large amount of our beveling with a large checkered beveler. Notice how I am outlining the fins with this beveler. This will make them stand out above the body of the fish. As usual, water content is very important. Please notice we are getting nice sharp lines and good coloring. This is due to the proper moisture content. As always, the leather needs to be damp but not soggy. Please note that our leather appears to be dry. However, you will find that it is still cool and damp to the touch. Most of the detailing on our fish can be done with a modeling tool. You can use it, as I am here, to smooth out a lot of the beveling and make it the transition onto the main part of the fish a little easier, as you can see. Also note that as I rub now with the modeling tool, I'm also creating some more color as well as depth and dimension. Many of the details can also be done with the swivel knife. Some of the heavier texture on the fins can be done with the knife, as you see me doing here. I'm very carefully cutting parallel lines on the top fin, and I am not cutting them real deep. We can also use the swivel knife on some of the other fins, as you see me doing here. On these smaller fins, I'm cutting lighter and a little closer together, being very careful and not to cut deep. On the tail feathers, this texture is a little more pronounced and a little more bold, so you can cut a little bit deeper, and please note how the lines come kind of out in a spray so that they all head down toward the point in the back of the fish where the tail is attached. The eye can be modeled with a pointed modeling tool. All we need to do is get the point of the tool in the cut and slightly round this eye. Do not press down real hard, just kind of shape it. If you press too hard, it will make the fish look like it's blind. Then take a small cedar tool and with your hands just press in the pupil. Don't try to hit it, just press it in. Now, to put the scales on there with this kind of a fish, I'm going to use the hair blade. Notice as I draw the blade across the fish, I come in with kind of an arc. This will give the fish a rounded effect. We'll do this all the way down the length of the fish. Now we will take the hair blade again and go in the opposite direction, which will give us kind of a checkerboard effect or a lot of very small, almost invisible little diamond-shaped scales. Notice I'm pulling the blade lightly and with a slight curve. And this is what we look like after the scales have been applied. Since this is a rainbow trout, they have a lot of small black spots on their body, and we can simulate these with the larger end of our stylus modeling tool. No particular pattern is necessary, just put them in at random. And now I'm using the pointed end of one of the spoon modelers to put some texture on the edges of the fins, as you see me doing there. Next we will do the splashing water. First I'm outlining the areas where the water comes out, or where the fish comes out of the water. I'm doing this with a F910 pointed beveler. As you can see, with this kind of action, I can make it look like the water has been splashing. I'm now using the figure carving matting tools to create some columns of water that flow out of the splashed area, as you can see, and it makes it look like these columns of water. Notice that I mat on both sides, and then it appears like it's coming off the leather. No cutting here, just beveling with the matting tools. As you can see, as we continue, it begins to take form. I'm now using an A888 background tool. I will use this to create all kinds of texture in between these various columns, and also putting it in at random to make it look like splashing water. You may have to practice this a little bit on some remnant leather. I am now using the various figure carving matting tools and the old reliable A104 background tool to mat down areas around the fish. The background tool being used in these fine little pointed areas, and then we'll use the regular figure carving matting tools around the outside to get the fish to stand out from the background. We will even mat around the fish in the areas where we have the splashing water. And here is our finished fish jumping out of the water. I hope you have enjoyed this program. Now go carve yourself a fish. This is George Hurst again. Hope to see you soon on the coloring segment.